Welcome to GAMEpoch, the show where I play through the history of video games in the order of their release, starting with Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo. I'm MystikDan. Today I'm playing Metroid. I worked my way over from Kraid's Lair all the way around to Ridley's dungeon. I don't think there's anything below there, so I've kind of gotten an idea of where I should go. Aha, that's what I can do. Okay, saw this on the map. It would be fun for people to be able to play through this game, you know, legitimately, I think. But for me, for the sake of the series and my own taste, wow, that surprisingly hurt. I'd just rather get through this without too much difficulty. So, this game is kind of funny because there's only really 2 boss fights. Oh, there's no way I'm gonna survive this unless I can get some serious health here. I just realized that. Whew! Because that's the punishing thing about dying in this game, is it kills you and starts you only with 30 health, which is really little. And you can't choose to stop the game and get a password, as I mentioned in an earlier episode, so it's just... there's nothing you can do except just kind of take the hit. And for me, it was really unfortunate because I had all my health, but I needed to turn off my system and stuff. And so I had to get a password so I could get back to where I was, which meant I had to lose all the health I had gained and die here in Ridley's Lair so that I could start over again from the beginning of it. But unfortunately, that left me with no health. Like, virtually no health whatsoever. Real frustration. Real frustrating. Ah! Fill me up. Fill me up. I know this isn't even directly before the boss, but I'd rather get this over with now. Skyward Sword was a failure for you because of the Wiimote. That's not incorrect. The Wii Motion Plus was definitely not quite there with that game. I didn't even think it was quite there with Wii Sports Resort, which was the closest to one-to-one accuracy they had gotten when it first came out. And I think they essentially just took the implementation in Wii Sports Resort, ripped it out, and just placed it in the Zelda code, and didn't really do much to change it. Because it's so awkward and dumb. I mean, I can understand the difficulty because they don't really have a good way of knowing how you're holding the remote relative to your body. It only knows how it's relative to its earlier positions. So to compensate for not knowing where you're holding it relative to your body, they just kind of assume you're going to be holding it at pretty much the same distance directly in front of you, no matter what, and it's really awkward and really doesn't work well. It's very unfortunate. Because it's just, yeah. Although, I have to say that the swordplay that they had in Nintendo Land on the Wii U was actually decent. They actually did an okay job with that one, so I don't... Whoa! I don't think there's anything else over here. Yeah, the motion control gimmick in general is, I agree. I totally agree that, it was an awesome idea, or at least a promising and interesting idea until it proved to be totally dumb. And really difficult to implement in a way that didn't kind of suck, you know? I lost all that health. Dang it. So, I'm gonna be struggling a lot with this section just because I have no health. Unless I can pull this off and get this E-Tank, and then I should be okay. Hopefully it'll last me until the Ridley fight, but that's, yet to be seen. anyone who's ever heard the term Metroidvania will understand that this is the Metroid part of the term Metroidvania. And I've never liked the term. I mean, Metroidvania as a name of a genre of video games gets its point across, so I think for that it's fine. But I've never really liked that Castlevania was so strongly associated with Metroid when I feel like Metroid has always been superior, at least with the Castlevania games that have attempted to do that same style, meaning Simon's Quest and Symphony on. Granted, Symphony of the Night I actually do like a lot. I had a really hard time getting into any of the games after that, and I just haven't been able to do it. But I did like Symphony quite a bit. I was pleasantly surprised at how much I enjoyed it. And I can understand why so many people love it and, you know, can replay it over and over again and consider it one of the greatest games of this generation and all that stuff. But, that said, I don't know. I'm just not exactly... Like, I like it, but I've mentioned this, I think, in some of my earlier videos. While I like it, I still don't think of it as highly as I do the early the early Castlevanias, the ones that are more straightforward action platformers. Those are just so well done. Yeah, how would I have found this? This is tricky. Tricky. Woo! But, yeah. Okay. I have fallen for this so many times in my day. So, directly to the... Got it! Whew. Alright, at this point I really should just do myself a favor and get straight down to the fight if I can, because... Otherwise, I'm, in for a world of hurt if I lose much health. Wow, okay, that goes all the way there. So for here, I'm gonna just hop down, go to the right, and then hop down and go to the left. Okay. Okay. So, this game, I think, is the perfect definition of a game that had a lot of excellent ideas, some of which were well implemented, and some other ideas that were also excellent but were not well implemented, and set the stage for games to come that would build upon the foundation laid down by this game and improve upon it dramatically. I think most NES games are like that. With the exception of Castlevania, where I feel like 1, 3, those games are both so good on their own. And I personally feel like they stand the test of time, that they didn't need games to come later on in the series to try to fix a lot of the problems that they introduced. They just did such a great job with their original designs. And I think the third game did an even better job with this, although I have to say that I'm not really a huge fan of the fact that the North American version was so much harder than the original Japanese. I just don't see the point of that. I just don't get why they needed to do that. And I still find it funny that they did that way when so many other companies have a history of being the exact opposite, where they assume the Americans are going to want to have an easier time. Alright, let's see how I do. I've never actually played any Castlevania games. Yeah, I can't recommend them enough. Alright, Ridley. Can I kill him by just screw attacking him? Well, I'm definitely hurting him. Oh, that's so awesome. Oh, the lag, the lag, the lag. Got him. I got Ridley. All right, that wasn't nearly as bad as it is in the later games, I gotta say. Is this a... Wow, a strange door. Ow. Okay, I gotta say, that is obnoxious that it does that. Woo! Okay, where is it in here? Am I just gonna have to suffer my way across? Oh, it's... Oh, some of it's lava and some of it isn't. Tricky. That was a great boss fight, by the way. Well, not a great fight. It's not particularly challenging unless you go in there without too many E-tanks. I can imagine that it would be a lot harder without very much health and without very many missiles and without the screw attack. I can imagine that would have gone much harder in those circumstances. Ow. Ow. Well, I feel like the rest of this game is going to be a cakewalk. This point... Oh, no. Don't do this to me. Why? Why are you doing this? Oh. This sucks. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about this, because... I can't fix it without turning off the game. I don't want to lose my progress. Oh, man. I get the feeling I need to clean this stuff before this works right. Normally, if I was playing for fun, I would be trying to do a 100% completion. Getting every E-tank and every missile, because I think that that's the right way to Metroid. Oh, I should have gotten that missile tank, missile expansion while I was over there. Oh, I guess I can I get it while I'm here? No, it's too high. Nope. But I think I'm probably gonna call it good after this and just move on. Yeah. Try to get to the end. Oh, this sucks. So, I'm just, like, I've got all the materials and everything that I would need to clean my systems. I'm just scared to do so. Like, I'm scared of finding a console that's got a stripped screw in it, or something. You know, it just really scares me. Oh, I can barely see what's going on. This is just garbage. I don't want to lose all the health I've gained, but I'm not sure I'm going to have any other choice. Ow. Alright, you say, I watched a pair of Metroid Prime, a pair of guys play Metroid Prime last night, and the Ridleys are completely different. Yeah. Ridley in Metroid Prime was a great fight. That was very challenging, very difficult. Am I going the right way? I need to go all the way up. Yes, I do. Yep, it's the right way to get out of here. And I don't remember the total number of missile upgrades and E-tanks that I can get in this game. Otherwise, I'd probably be keeping track of that. But yeah, Meta Ridley in Prime was awesome. It was a great fight. Oh, is it gonna fix it? It fixed it! Yay, everybody, it fixed it! Oh, that's such good, happy news. Happy, joy. In the words of the great artists, Reniford and Stimpulus. A show which I really never watched, but oh my gosh. And jump! I'm so glad that fixed itself. Oh, that would have been awful. And... So, just a couple things, if you could, like, I realize these are utterly different in terms of generations, but even so, it feels kind of silly. Actually, I feel like I had a harder time with Kraid than I did with Ridley, so... I wonder if they were just kind of... I'm wondering if it really is just because I have done a really good job of getting all of these missile upgrades and finding the E-tanks and getting the screw attack. Because I bet you they were kind of expecting people, especially the first time, to show up to those fights the first time playing through the game and be utterly unprepared. Like, completely unprepared. Get up! So Nuclear Simian, I figured I'd tell you because you'd appreciate this. Oh man, I'm losing my place here. But I have watched all of, not all of, but not this one. I need to go up to that one. Yeah. On YouTube, I watched Dark Souls lore. So I watched, I think it was Vati, all of his, where he talks about, like, he just kind of presents some short little videos of the different NPCs and their stories, and I loved those. Those were really great to watch. Especially Onion Bros was so sad. Freaking Siegmeyer's story was so upsetting. And Ria's was really sad too, learning about all that. Finding out that I could have saved Solaire is pretty upsetting. I really didn't like that. Vati, yeah. Silvermont. I have not seen Silvermont stuff. I watched ENB, Epic Name Bro. I watched... So for Vati and Epic Name Bro, in both their cases, I just watched their YouTube playlists. Whatever he had in those playlists is what I watched. And I really liked him. It took me a little bit to start liking Epic Name Bro's videos at first. I don't know what my problem was. I just wasn't quite feeling him at first. There was something awkward about his video making style, his deliveries and everything with how he was saying stuff that I was kind of like, what? And I've noticed he had seemingly a couple of errors in a couple of his videos, predominantly his timeline video. For the most part, yeah, he made some brilliant analysis, especially considering that a lot of the stuff he was saying was early on in Soul's time frame, like within the first year, when it was still starting to enter its heyday, and before all this other lore had come out, before the art had come out, and the sequels had come out with any of their additional content for adding to the lore and all that kind of stuff. Like, really impressive what he was able to piece together. And he did make me laugh out loud. But yeah, so the first couple of videos of his, I was like, I don't know that I'm going to keep watching. I'm glad that I did, because I ended up really enjoying all the rest of his videos. Yeah, Marcus, that's right. I got to the point where I was actually really looking forward to seeing if he had any Demon Souls commentary, because I was interested in seeing what he had to say about that. I did see that he's got a whole Crackton playlist. That dude's got playlists at the wazoo. He's a ton of playlists of different games. He's like playing through Dark Souls 1, 2, and Bloodborne, and all these other different games. And I also noticed that he had a playthrough for Demons. It seemed at first like it might just be just a straight up lore series. I don't think it didn't turn out to be that way. Like, he would talk about it a little bit, but it was more of a Let's Play format than his, like, hey, I'm just gonna chat about the lore because this is cool stuff and you guys won't believe what I've thought of this time, you know? I definitely want... I'm not as interested in seeing a Demon Souls playthrough, since I played through it already, and that's good enough for me right now. And watching Matthew Matosis' review was enough of a secondary playthrough for me to be satisfied with that game in action for a while. I'm more interested in just kind of seeing if there's any more of the lore that I have missed out on that Matthew wasn't able to cover in his review. I did watch Matthew Matosis' Dark Souls video, which was like 6.5 hours. Unreal. Alright, here it is. So check it out. These things, I see. So these guys, when you first come to this room, and this is actually perfect timing for me to end this episode, which my timer's about to go off, and then I should have a finale next time. It's awesome! So happy. These statues are normally like down, like they just were before I shot them, and they're not blinking. So they're just kind of sitting there and hum-de-dum, doing their thing. And then I have to just kind of go, why can't I get to that door? I'm just gonna fall down there and die, blah, 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 blah. And I wonder, what is the point of these statues? What do they mean? They look like monsters. I don't get it. They're supposed to signify that there are some crazy powerful monsters somewhere in this world that you need to go kill. And then that will allow you to activate their statues and allow you to pass. And move on to the ending. So, this is the final, maybe not the final elevator, but one of the final elevators. This is Torian. I don't know the significance of the name Torian, but this is the last... Whoa, no! I'm a dummy. This is the last place in the game, and it's very similar in Metroid, in Super Metroid. They did a very similar thing, and in Other M they tried to do it and kind of did it atmospherically, but I don't know. Other M was just kind of. Anyway, so I'm glad that I was able to get through Ridley's place and just missed a missile expansion, and then get all the way back here while keeping my life. So I'm super stoked about this. My next episode will be the finale. So thank you guys for checking out GAMEpoch. I will see you in the next episode. This is MystikDan signing out. Bye.